So I was sent a question, and please, if you do have questions, please do send them in, because it's so much easier for me to do a video based on what you need and feel like I'm actually speaking to a person as opposed to just a phone. And I love to hear from you, and I love to hear what you're going through, because I've been through a lot of it, but it's once you've come through that period of your life, it can be difficult to remember all the different steps that came in before what you got to where you are right now. So it's really helpful for me to hear from you guys on the ground and hear what's happening with you and what you need help with, and I'm more than happy to respond with a video which can help others. So this is the question. I wanted to message to ask you for a bit of guidance. I have found myself hit a point on my journey where I seem stuck. I think my biggest challenge is I'm struggling to let go of the ego and egoic responses to things. I wondered, how did you manage this, and what was your journey like? What things did you do to help rid yourself of shadows, insecurities, ego, etc.? Move more towards the light and internal peace. That's a big question, because we have to understand what the shadow is and why the ego reacts in certain ways before we can really understand how to shift it. And I think I might actually need to answer this in different sections, but how did I do it? So the very first step in my journey was to start identifying lower vibrational energies inside of my body. So for example, if an instance happens in your experience where you are presented with fear, your body has a chemical and physical reaction to fear, and it's like it's programmed to remember how that feels, and all of a sudden you're in that energy, you're in that vibration. And we are actually storing a lot of this emotion and this trauma and this shadow, and walking around with it every day, being completely unaware of the level of pain that we're holding inside of our bodies. So when I started to look deeper into what was causing me pain, or why I was getting triggered by certain things and pain was coming up, then I would really highly recommend journaling, writing down all the different emotions that are associated to a memory which creates upset in you. Because once you've neutralized that point which caused that upset, all of those different shadows that you have accumulated from that point are zero pointed, neutralized, and you can think of that memory and feel absolute compassion and neutrality towards that memory. It doesn't matter how bad it was. If you have done this right, you can go back to a memory which used to cause you pain and used to make you feel a certain way, and look at it as a lesson. So, for example, fear. You breathe in deeply, exhale, and just locate where in your body are you storing fear. Ask your body, where am I storing fear? And if you're present enough and quiet enough, and it doesn't take much, it just takes being with the breath for a few minutes, a few breaths even, your body will start to react. It might be an anxiety, it might be a pain, it might be a contraction. Very often I saw a lot of emotion in my chest, which actually was affecting my breath, which is interesting because with meditation you're always bringing you back to the breath. So it's a really powerful exercise, even just to practice breathing, which I've just done a video on. But yeah, allowing that fear, that vibration of fear to rise, and identifying it as its own vibration, separate to you and your own frequency. This is where we get confused. We seem to blend the two together and assume that we are the fear. And we say, I am angry. That's owning the anger. That's becoming the anger. Why not use your words carefully? Because your words create your reality. Say, I am experiencing anger, or this is triggering me to feel anger. It's a feeling. It's not you. They're two separate things. It's really important to realize that, because these emotions that come over us and overtake us are an egoic reaction to a situation where the ego thinks it's protecting us. The ego knows that this is what worked previously to protect us. So it brings up, for example, in a scary situation, you might react in an angry way first. Whatever has worked for you in the past, your body will automatically grab that energy in and that reaction and use it again, because it's like it's on repeat. It's automatically, this worked previously, so it's going to work for me again. It's a binary system. It's a yes, no. Did I survive? Yes. Okay, I'm going to use that again, until you consciously say, no, I'm going to reprogram this. This is not my reality. I'm not in that situation where I needed to react like that anymore. Once you've located fear or anger or whatever emotion it is inside of your body, the next step is to become really present with it and open your heart and send love into it. Because the reason it's still there is because we are judging it and trying to suppress it. What you resist persists. So by identifying the emotion or the vibration and then holding it in a space of love, you can then release it. So it's like the Hawaiian Prayer, Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now this prayer is so incredibly powerful. It's just one of the ways you can do it. You could breathe light into it. You can breathe love into it. You can expand the space between the cells where the discomfort is. Or you could journal it out and let yourself cry into all the different parts that have never been allowed to be seen or held or recognized, and all the different journeys. It depends how you want to take it. You can go down your story, or you can literally do it in the physical right here, right now. There is no need to go into the story anymore. We are incredibly well-designed beings that now, in this current energy, we have been given the opportunity to just literally wipe the slate clean, and that is what we're being invited to do. And we will be doing all of these practices much, much more, and in much more normal situations. For example, I do this kind of work when I'm driving along. This became my norm. So anytime I identify an issue, I start working through it. It's really important to be patient with yourself and to be patient with the inner child that has experienced this situation. So opening your heart to this discomfort might feel extremely overwhelming, and it might be very scary. And if that's the case, take it bit by bit. You don't have to do it all at once. This is why I do this work in session with the support of the angelic Reiki energies, with me holding the space, understanding the areas that you could end up going to and knowing how to bring you back. But if you're going to do this at home, it's really important to be really gentle with yourself, to know that it's safe to open up to that discomfort, to that fear or anger or pain, and to hold the space for yourself. So what I mean by that is, do not rush it. I'll say again, what you resist persists. There is nothing you can do to make this healing happen faster. The only way you can heal is by opening yourself to it. Our bodies are designed to heal themselves. The only thing that we've been doing that is counterintuitive is holding on to energy. We are an energetic being in constant flow with the universe. It's like an infinity loop of energy going in and out and around us, and in and out and around us. You can look up torus field on Google and you can see the energy field that's around us is like a huge donut that is continuously flowing. And the only thing that is preventing us from being in total flow with the universe at all times, in deep divine alignment, is our own programming. So if we undo this programming, We have the power to be the divine beings that we came here to be. This is exactly why we're here at this point in time where everything is changing, where I believe we are experiencing a mass ascension. So what does that mass ascension look like? It looks like us becoming responsible for our own patterns, our own programs, for the things that we are holding onto that are not serving us, and allowing ourselves to let them go. Now that sounds very simple, but it's not simple when your ego has been heavily programmed to do the opposite, to hold on, to contract, to protect itself, to shut down. Walls go up. A lot of people aren't even aware of most of their shadow because they're too scared to see it. But the scariest part about our shadow is the idea of it. So when you start opening up to this, if you do it gently and respectfully for your body, your being, your spirit, and know that whatever you're welcoming into your environment, your existence, is not going to be more than you can handle, because that's just not how we work. But we have to honor the process. We cannot rush it. We cannot put pressure on ourselves, because it's like looking at a child in a corner cowering away and then raising your hand over them and saying, get on with this. That's not going to make them wake up or open up. It's not going to solve the problem that you want to solve. The only way you can let that inner child heal is by opening your arms to them and loving them, opening your heart, giving them the love that they needed in that moment when they first trusted this program, when it first worked. So really being present with yourself, present with your inner child. I write about this a lot in my posts, and I'll be writing more blogs on it too and doing more videos. But we really have to honor ourselves and really give ourselves credit for everything that we've come through to get to this point now. And the fact that we're brave enough to do this, to stand in these physical bodies and say, yes, I'm going to look at this and I'm going to open up to it. And even if it feels painful, I'm going to let it come through. And I'm here to reassure you that when you open up to it, it might feel really scary at first, but if you allow it all to come through, it will be cleared. There is an end in sight. You may not be aware of it, but it is possible to let go of these programs. And I will say that they happen in layers. So it's not like you get rid of all fear just like that, because we've programmed ourselves at many different points along the way to create that vibration and hold on to it. But if you get it from the first point, so if you go to your childhood, the very first point you remember experiencing this, and give that child the love and the reassurance and the security that it needs, you can clear a lot of the programming along the timeline. And anything else that has been left behind, it's been left behind for good reason, because there's another lesson that you need to learn that's attached to it. This is why journaling can be extremely powerful, because you can go through several lower vibrational energies at the same time and just work your way through. Okay, anger. Okay, I'm feeling scared. Underneath the anger is fear. Okay, I'm feeling shame. Okay, I'm feeling whatever it might be. That's enough of... there's so many. I know I've listed about 8 in one instance for myself. And yeah, this is something that I have done for myself on my own, in my own space, and worked through it. And it has just unraveled different programs that I didn't even know were running, different set belief systems that were holding me back from being myself. And I wouldn't say I'm all done, because I'm not at the end of my own ascension journey, and I'm still here and I'm still learning. And that can be really vulnerable to share as a healer, that I'm still in the same place as you in terms of being a human being and having my own vices that I'm still working through. But it's a journey. And this is what's really important to realize, is this journey is part of the blessing of being in life. And every time you unravel a new shadow and reveal it and let it go, you reveal more and more of your own light and more of your own divine beauty. And in doing that, it is so beautiful. It's so exciting. And you wake up more and you start seeing more signs and you start understanding more. And then messages come through to you. And it's just like this wonderful adventure. And that's what I love to take my clients through, because we are unraveling our true selves. And our true selves are so magical. And it's just such an incredible experience to be here on this earth right now. And I'm going to be doing a course called Luminous Being, which takes you through processes like this, but it also reminds you of what we need to be grateful for the food on our plates, how to experience a flower, how to experience breath and the feeling of being in the body. And I'm talking deep presence of your own experience, feeling energies moving within your cells. So all of that is to come. I'm creating the course at the moment. If you're interested, it's not going to be too expensive because I want to get it out to the masses. But I would love to hear from you if you're interested, so I can keep you in touch. And let me know if you have any other questions. As I said at the beginning of the video, it really helps me to be able to explain from a personal point of view how to do these things. And if there's anything from this video that isn't clear, do let me know and I'd be happy to clarify it. Thank you very much. Sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Namaste. Have a beautiful day.